Hey, we're gonna talk Jalen. We're gonna talk Kenyon Green being released today. We're gonna get into the nitty gritty because a lot of people don't believe. A lot of people believe that we really lost on that trade, and we're gonna talk a little bit about it a little later in the video. I got thoughts on that. Jalen Hurts criticism. McNabb talked about it. The not being mentioned amongst some of the analysts talking about Sam Darnold being one of the top in the NFC. Man, look, the disrespect that goes on with Jalen Hurts is out. It's amazing. I don't know what else to use, but it's amazing. You know, but if he decided to retire tomorrow and just was like, I'm tired of everybody talking, and retire tomorrow, Jalen Hurts has a better career than every NFL quarterback in the NFC East. He has a better career than any other NFLs, in any of them. You could put him up against every last one of them. So we got Jeff McClain talked about why Stout really left the Eagles, because he didn't get fired. He did get demoted early in the season, but he decided to ultimately leave. And he talks what really happened. You know what I'm saying? It might have been so much of the frustration too, but then the offense that's wanting to be ran, Stout don't agree with. And we're moving towards a time, man, to where you got to evolve. And I think this is some of the stuff that AJ Brown was talking about, is you got to evolve with the NFL to stay competitive. And you can't stay with the same thing. Stout's an old school coach. It's the same thing. So we're gonna talk about all that. We're gonna watch the video of Jeff McClain talking about it, and then I'll give y'all my opinion on that. And so let's get into it. Say I done fell so many times, but I got back up. I've been drugged through the mud, like it ain't been enough. I'm still going, 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 still going. And I done felt so much pain that I wanna give up, but I can't stop now, 'cause I've been through too much. I'm still going, 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 still going. All right. Kenyon Green was being released. He had been released, I think today. He was released. And a lot of people are like, can't believe we did this. I can. They were going to trade C.J. Gardner-Johnson because they didn't like the vibes he brought in the locker room. C.J. Gardner-Johnson was a really good safety for us. But I think we're in a much better place with the safety. Andrew McCouble. I think we're in a much better. He's a young guy. He's a hitter. He's a ball hawk. Andrew McCouble, before the injury, was balling out of control. He's only gonna get better when he come back from the fractured ankle. He's only gonna get better. I think we're in a much better place. But as far as that trade, we didn't make that trade to win. We made that trade to lose. That's why when C.J. Gardner-Johnson went out to tell everybody, just send me to somebody who can compete, we was hoping that maybe that guard, Kenyon Green, maybe he could come out and put something together we wasn't expecting. Because we weren't going to go get him to start. No, we weren't going to go get him to start. So we meant to lose on that trade. So let's bring it down. We meant to lose on that trade. We didn't lose a lot. It was player for player. We didn't lose a lot. So I like where we at on our safety group with Andrew McCouble. I love C.J. Gardner-Johnson, but I like this kid Andrew McCouble. I really like this kid Andrew McCouble. You know what I'm saying? So we can get into the Jeff Stoutland thing. Jeff Stoutland, I was not happy losing Jeff Stoutland. Jeff Stoutland has been so good at his job that we just knew any offensive lineman that we got, Jeff Stoutland to bring him in and be successful with him. You know what I'm saying? Jeff Stoutland was gonna be successful with whoever. We can bring in people who were sorry at some other team, and Jeff Stoutland can turn them into superstars. But without Stoutland, I have a really crazy question. Do we go back and get Mekhi Becton? We don't have Stoutland no more. Do we go and get Mekhi Becton? Because free agency is around the corner. Do we go get Mekhi Becton? I don't know, man. I don't know. Because the run schemes in which they're doing is not Jeff Stoutland's run schemes. You know, so Mekhi Becton was good in Jeff Stoutland's run scheme. Really good. All pro good.
I don't understand why you don't lean into a guy like Stoutland who's been there, who's been around the game and for so long.
I think I think you can look at it from both directions. I think there was probably some resistance from Stout from doing some of the stuff that they wanted to do. And I think that they, in turn, were kind of frustrated. He was frustrated and they were frustrated. And as I said in my podcast last week, I mean, there was some player frustration too with Stoutland. And, that happens all the time and occasionally, but this was the first year that I started hearing a lot more of it. I'm not, again, the players wanted Stoutland back. They love the guy. He's like a father to a lot of them. They've all five of those starters have had one guy coach them in their entire careers. Lane Johnson, his entire career. And think about all those years, 13 years. And it's going to change. And, I bumped into, I flew home and Jordan Mailata was on my flight. We spoke afterwards as we were waiting for our luggage. And he's like, yeah, my trip started with me finding out that Stoutland was no longer going to be my coach. And it ended with me finding out that I have a new offensive line coach. And this is going to be a different, blocking is blocking, but this is definitely different. They're going to a lot of the wide zone blocking that you see in the Shanahan McVay offense. And this is a different type of blocking, a different type of scheme.
I mean, I wanted Jeff Stoutland here, man. But like a lot of people are saying, man, we've got to make the moves. We got to evolve. And if this Sean McVay thing is how we evolve to the next level, so be it, bro. I just want to win. I don't care how I get done, just win. You know what I'm saying? Which brings me to Jalen Hurts. Just win. Jalen Hurts has been, if he ain't being criticized, he being disrespected. If he ain't being, Jalen Hurts was with all the MVPs of the Super Bowl. All the MVPs of the Super Bowl. He was with them. They had the jackets and stuff like that, everything. He is in the Super Bowl Hall of Fame. And I just realized this watching this video.
Well, let me give you some numbers as to why Jalen Hurts should 100% already be considered a Super Bowl legend, Ricky Bo. So we already know what he did in Super Bowl 57. He threw for over 300 yards, ran for 70 yards, and he had 4 damn touchdowns, including a 2-point conversion as well for the Octopus. In Super Bowl 59, he had another 221 passing yards, 72 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns. That's 7 total touchdowns in 2 Super Bowls. But listen to this. He's the only quarterback in NFL history with multiple Super Bowls of 100-plus passer rating and 50-plus rushing yards. Only one ever. He's only the second quarterback to have a 115-plus passer rating and 50 rushing yards. The other one, Joe Montana. He's got the highest completion percentage in Super Bowl history at 73.3. His passer rating of 109.4 is the 4th best behind only Montana, Bradshaw, and Troy Aikman with a minimum of 50 attempts. And people are like, how do you make him a legend? How do you make him a legend? If we're being honest here, how is Peyton Manning a Super Bowl legend? I love Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. But you look at his stat lines, in the Super Bowl. You talk about getting carried. Peyton Manning was carried in the Super Bowl. Yes. Yeah, so when we're talking about Super Bowl legends, now I'm not saying NFL legend yet. I'm not putting Jalen Hurts there. But just based off of Super Bowl performances, Jalen Hurts was more than deserving to be called the Super Bowl legend.
Them crazy numbers. Some of the biggest guys to play the game, they numbers don't look like that. In the biggest game of the year, Jalen Hurts went crazy, and he did it twice. He did it twice. So, if he wanted to retire today, as far as the Super Bowl is concerned, he's going into the Super Bowl Hall of Fame. If that was a thing, he's going into the Super Bowl Hall of Fame. Now, if you want to talk numbers, like in-season numbers, they ain't that great. But big-time show-up numbers, he loses his mind. As we had McNabb. They had McNabb on the show, and he thought it was okay to devalue Jalen Hurts.
Do you think it's fair to discredit Jalen Hurts then because of that talent?
It's yes, but then it's also you give him a little leeway from winning the Super Bowl.
I will say this. I don't think it's fair to discredit him because, again, you're
go.
put in the position and you must succeed, and he did succeed.
Yes.
And in the two biggest moments, he won a Super Bowl and he outplayed Patrick Mahomes. So if we want to be regular season merchants and sit there and look at the stats, sure, we can do that. And yes, you could theoretically say that the more talented quarterbacks, quote unquote, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, the people with the tangibles and the intangibles, you might sit there and say to yourself, yeah, put them in that system. They're also going to probably go win a Super Bowl. However, I don't think it's fair to discredit Jalen Hurts as a result of that.
I don't think it's fair. And I don't.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is people are like, well, he just won't say anything bad. It's like, I look at it from a different angle. I look at it like I'm in his uniform. I'm in his eye. I'm looking through his eye. I see what they're doing, but it's just like, dink here, dink here. And all of a sudden people are like, well, he completed 76% of his passes. It's like, yeah, everything was under 12 yards.
I would fucking kill to have Jalen Hurts as my quarterback in the Dolphins.
The thing is, it's so funny. Everyone talks about it, but I guarantee fans of other organizations would love to have a guy like Jalen.
And I thought they were really cool, man. I don't know if this makes him not cool or whatever, but he was like, I mean, it's okay to take away because of all the talent he got. I want to say something before this video go. It's a lot of people had a lot of talent. Justin Herbert has had that kind of talent. Brock Purdy has had that kind of talent. Matthew Stafford has had that kind of talent. They hadn't had the success that Jalen Hurts has had with that kind of talent. And specifically in the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts is having an otherworldly type of career. He's winning. And for the times that he's winning football games, he's talked to be carried. That's okay. That's okay. But in a big moment where you need to step up in a Super Bowl, he outperforms everybody. Come on, bro. It's no conversation. It's no conversation. Stop disrespecting the dude. Stop disrespecting. You know what? Keep disrespecting him. Because I hope he listening. I hope he listening and he come out with a vengeance. Because y'all ain't going to stop until the end. And then when you got to leap over his numbers to figure out who was the best in his time, that's when y'all going to stop. It looks like we revamping the whole team when it comes. We got new coaches and stuff for the offensive coordinator that's coming in. And a lot of people don't believe in what we're going to be able to do next year. One of the people in who is Emmanuel Acho, in which he said this.
I don't think enough people are worried about the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm going to be honest. They have a first-time offensive coordinator that's never called plays before in Sean Mannion. Dude's younger than me, younger than Shady. Acho, you sucked in the NFL. He did too. Sorry. First-time offensive coordinator in Sean Mannion ain't never called plays. On top of that, you lost the best coach on staff in Jeff Stoutland. Shout out to Vic Fangio and what he's done the last 2 years. Jeff Stoutland's done it for the last 12 years. So you lost him. I love going to the Super Bowl because I talked to Nakobe Dean. Rap with linebacker, starting linebacker Nakobe Dean. He was like, look, I'm a free agent, so we going to see what's up. Nakobe Dean was the best linebacker on the Philadelphia Eagles this year. He just was. Shout out to Zach Bond. Zach Bond was an all-pro player, and Zach Bond was a really good player this year. But when Nakobe Dean was out there, albeit he got hurt, dealt with a hamstring injury, had the knee injuries. When Nakobe Dean was out there, he was a game changer. Go back and watch every time Nakobe Dean blitzed. He made the offense pay. I saw Smitty at the Super Bowl. Dapped it up, chopped it up with him. I don't think – oh, and I saw Jalen Hurts. Saw Jalen at the Super Bowl. Sitting in a corner by himself with sunglasses on his phone. Read nothing into that. Or read everything into that. Yeah. Like, you at a party with your peers. Why you dolo? I say that to say chemistry issues, I'm not sure that the Eagles have fixed that. Play calling issues, how do we know that the Eagles have fixed that? Personnel issues, if Landon Dickerson is gone, the Eagles haven't fixed that. So personnel, play calling, and chemistry, all of those things are questioned.
I'm an Eagles fan, so it's gonna be biased on how I see this. You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody keep that same energy when it comes time to play football. I hope everybody keep that same energy. I don't want nothing changing up. My football. I don't need none of that. Need none of that. Keep saying what you've been saying. We're gonna get some people back healthy. From what I'm hearing, Lane Johnson out there working it. He working out. So y'all keep that same energy, man. And I'm out, man. Let's go Birds.